This is FF Champs on Football Nation. Hi, everybody. I'm Butch Stearns. He's Billy Enright of FFChamps.com. Billy, the playoffs are here for fantasy football, but let's look back at weekend number 13 in the NFL. Three big storylines. Let's start with some of the elite quarterbacks, the biggest names in the game, who really let you down the last week of the regular season.
That's right. The week before the playoffs, the one that everyone needs to make sure they get into the postseason, and the elite quarterbacks let a lot of fantasy managers down. We got to start off with Tom Brady playing against the Miami Dolphins, and all he gets is 238 yards, one touchdown. That's only 11 fantasy points. Simply not good enough, not the level of production that we expect from Tom Brady at this point. How about Drew Brees going back to that Thursday night game against the Atlanta Falcons? 341 yards, 5 interceptions, no touchdowns, 4 fantasy points from Drew Brees. That's terrible. Worst performance of the season. Aaron Rodgers, 286 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 14 points, and it goes on, Butch. Matt Ryan, 165 yards and 1 touchdown, only 10 fantasy points. What a terrible timing for these quarterbacks to put up bad stats.
All right, the elite quarterbacks letting people down leads us to our second story, and that is an elite running back really delivering on the final week of the regular season. I had him. I didn't need him. I was hoping he saved this performance for the playoffs, though, Billy.
That's Adrian Peterson. The 200-yard club welcomes Minnesota running back Adrian Peterson to the 2012 200-yard running back performers. We've only had 4 of them so far this year. Actually, Peterson becomes the 4th running back to reach 200 yards. Ahmad Bradshaw did it. Doug Martin did it. Jamal Charles did it. Adrian Peterson, 210 yards and a touchdown in Week 13 on just 21 carries. That's an average of 10 yards per carry. Peterson, is this guy human? 6 straight games of at least 100 yards. The guy's on an absolute tear. He's on fire. Peterson got it done in a big way in Week 13.
Yeah, and what knee injury. We've sort of forgotten all about that. Let's go to the final story, and that is, I think it's a classic example. It revolves around the Philadelphia Eagles. They've been, if not the biggest disappointment in football this year, right up there with those stories. But when it comes to a fantasy perspective at the end of the year, start looking closer at their roster, and they got a guy who's delivering.
You think about all the players that you wanted on your team from the Eagles at the start of the season. Mike Vick, LeSean McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, all of them are out with injuries. And who comes out of nowhere? Bryce Brown, the rookie running back for the Eagles, the backup to LeSean McCoy. Brown has 343 yards, 4 touchdowns in his first 2 games as a starter. Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys, Brown rushed for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely incredible watching this kid run the football. He's saving a lot of fantasy manager seasons.
He's Billy Enright of FFChamps.com. Check out all our other videos to get you ready for the fantasy football playoffs. And check out everything that's available at your fingertips at FFChamps.com to help you win your fantasy football playoffs. I'm Butch Stearns. He's Bill Enright. This is FF Champs on Football Nation.